Good afternoon. Welcome everybody to Daily Digest number 2, episode 2 of our new sort of format to keep you up to date with what's going on around the world every day, all day, every day. Highlights, etc. of what's happening, what has happened, what's to come. Because even though rugby is on holiday here in New Zealand, it's still carrying on around the world. But of course, we did finish that off last night here in New Zealand with the major winners of the what do you call it? The I can't even think of what's the name is. The Rugby Awards. Gee. Okay, I better just have another Pepsi. So yeah, the Rugby Awards were on last night, and so if we pull up the recipients and who won what, yesterday you'll remember I did say that the what do you call it? The New Legacy Award that got given out to Tika Wara. There were other clubs available that got this as well, including Auckland Asia, Greytown, Hamilton Boys, Helensville, Kairau, Kaikoura, Methven, Sense Rugby, great organisation, Southbridge, some guy called Dan Carter came from there, and of course Tika Wara, as we said yesterday, Te Puke and Waititi. So, whoops, almost spilt my Pepsi. Yeah, so congratulations to those teams who will get a grant to improve the facilities for girls and women at their clubs. But if we jump straight into it, last night we had the awards come through, and of course we all saw it. The age grade player of the year went to Braxton Sorensen McGee. The 7th player of the year went to Tone Nashu. Congratulations to him. Georgia Miller, she took out the Black Ferns 7th player of the year. One of a couple of awards she was nominated for last night. Tafu Basson from Auckland, she won the Whamusu medal for best player, women's player in the NPC. Kinau Tamati, he took out the Ian Kirkpatrick medal for the best player in the Heartland Championship. The only gong that pretty much went to a Heartland Union, all except, of course, for an award that's coming up in a second. But congratulations to Kinau and Poverty Bay for picking up that award. And, of course, Josh Jacob was the Dwayne Monkley medal winner for the NPC for 2025. Then on to the referee of the year went to Maggie Kora Maggie Koga Orr, sorry. And yeah, so congratulations to her. It's also awesome to see the referees being recognised. And of course, the Steinlager Silver went to the late Matua Luke Crawford, which was an outstanding acknowledgement from New Zealand Rugby to his whānau. So, yeah, so that was a bit of a sad moment there, remembering Matua Luke. So, yeah. Then, of course, the other Heartland area, Waimati, they won the Rugby Club of the Year. So, congratulations to them. Now, believe it or not, for those outside of New Zealand, yes, they are wallabies on their crest at Waimati, should I say? Yeah, because we do actually have wallabies in New Zealand, brought here, and now they're just a pest. At least when the other wallabies show up, we can put them on a plane and send them home again. So anyway, Jodie Taylor from the Strathtyree Club down there at Otago, she won the Charles Munro Volunteer of the Year. So congratulations there to Jodie. I mean, hey, rugby clubs don't run themselves, and the volunteers are very much an important part of the New Zealand rugby scene. So a well-deserved award. And, of course, that's from my whānau's neck of the woods. So congratulations. Go there. Peter Hastings got the Te Hapai Community Impact Award. Awesome guy. Have spoken to him personally myself in the past, and that really went well. He talks about stuff that people don't want to talk about, and he gets that out into the open. So congratulations there to Peter. And then we had dual winners for the Rugby Players Association Kirk Award. Les Elder and Sam Whitelock picked up joint winners of that award last night. So congratulations to them both, making sure the players have a voice at the round table, talking about the oval ball. And then in National Women's Coach of the Year went to Willie Walker from the Blues. Well, yeah, you could see that coming a mile away. They did win Super Rugby All-Picky, so well done there. And then we had Rob Penny from zero to hero. That's what you can call that. What a comeback story. 12 months ago, people wanted to string him up at the cathedral. And now, 12 months later, he is made Coach of the Year after taking the Crusaders to their Super Rugby title earlier this year. Yeah, I suppose we have to say, all right, so Razor goes and wins the World Cup. Is Rob Penny being lined up now for a crack at the big job? Interesting. We'll see. But in saying that, Jason Holland, he's back at the Hurricanes, so it's going to be a bit of fun there. And mentioning the Crusaders, of course, this one goes out to my mate, the roadie. Yeah, okay, Crusaders, woo-woo, team of the year, whoopee. Well, they should have been because they won the Super Rugby. And then in the women's game, the national women's team was, of course, the Blues, as mentioned earlier, for going back-to-back in Super Rugby All-Picky. So congratulations to that organisation. And the Super Rugby Player of the Year, none other than Artie Savia. Just sack Luxon now and make Artie Prime Minister, because this guy can't do anything wrong. He's absolutely amazing. The first of 3 awards for him last night. And I tell you what, yeah, he's the beast of rugby in the world. So congratulations on being Super Rugby Player of the Year. Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, she retired last year, came back a year later, and, well, not even a year later. She was only retired for a month. But the GOAT, she got the Women's Super Rugby Player of the Year. So well done to Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe. Bloody well deserved, great player. And then Corey Sweeney, as we head into the All Blacks or New Zealand national sides, Corey Sweeney was named Coach of the Year after taking the Black Ferns Sevens through to a series win last year in the World Series. And then the All Blacks Player of the Year, gong number 2 for Mr. Artie Savia, was Artie Savia, of course, All Black Player of the Year. Again, no arguments, well deserved. Braxton Sorensen McGee, are we going to be talking about her like we're talking about Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe? I got a funny feeling that could be the case with Georgia Miller pushing her really hard as well. I mean, she's only 19 and she was the Black Ferns Player of the Year to go with her age grade award. And then here's Portia again. She picks up a second gong. It was awesome watching the coverage last night. This award meant everything to Portia. She was quite happy, I think, now to retire, but she won the Tom French Memorial Maori Award Player of the Year. So well done to her there. The Black Ferns Sevens, they took out the gong of the New Zealand Team of the Year. Again, all on the back of them winning the World Series last year. And then the biggest gong of all, title number 3, Artie Savia is going to be more than likely gracing the cover of this year's 2026's Rugby Almanac as Player of the Year. maybe with Portia Woodman, who knows. But that was really, really an awesome night last night. And I suppose what we have to do now is go, okay, now what? You know, there's just a ton of stuff on, isn't there? You know, I mean, I'm just bringing up my notes here because, you know, we can talk about what's happened and stuff like that. But as I said, this daily digest, which will run anywhere between 10 minutes and 20, 30 minutes. I don't know. It depends on how much digesting we need and how much Pepsi I can drink. Is basically what else is happening in the world. And of course, you know, there's plenty of stuff going on with team news in all the media, previews of games coming up, transfer buzzers, i.e. Sevu Reece heading to Perpignan next year after the Super Rugby here in New Zealand. But of course, it all kicks off though tonight, and I'll just bring up the draw here in the Champions Trophy. These times are of course European time, but tonight's fixture sees, and I'll see if I can zoom in on that one. Where are we? Leinster, is it there, or is that Saturday? Yeah, no, it should be there. Where is it? I can't even see it. But anyway, I'll go to the next one over. No, it must be that one. It's got to be on there. I must be going blind in my old age. Anyway, Leicester take on the Leicester Tigers take on Leinster tonight in the round 2 clash. With internationals returning, Rico Ioane and etc. I mean, this is a huge matchup, and I don't know why that wasn't on there, but it's there. Yeah, so it's going to be an awesome game coming up tonight between Leinster and it's hard to say Leicester and Leinster. So, but other games that do stand out is the Sharks taking on the Saracens there. Munster taking on Gloucester, of course being coached by Clayton McMillan. Munster now. Union Bordeaux, they are current European champions. They're hosting the Scarlets. Glasgow are taking on the only French team I really support, and that's Toulouse, or Stade Toulousain. So I'll probably still go for the French to take that one out. And then, of course, the thing is, we've got games in South Africa, France, Ireland, Scotland, and England this weekend. So it's quite amazing because, as I said, you know, we've got the other games on. Harlequins taking on Bayonne. Castres taking on Edinburgh. Go Edinburgh. Go and beat those Frenchies up. Northampton, they're taking on the Bulls from South Africa. Toulon hosting Bath, which will be actually quite a big game, especially if Maanonu gets out onto the field. And then Bristol, they take on PAU, P-A-U, or Section Palus, if that's what you want to call it. And so that's those games. And then tonight, we've got Montpellier taking on Zebra from Italy in the Challenge Cup. And then we have in the on the Saturday games, European time, we've got Benetton taking on Perpignan, where Sevu Reece is going to. The Cheetahs are taking on Stade Francais in Africa at I'm guessing at Bloemfontein. And then we've got I can't even see who that one is. It's somebody versus the Ospreys. I can't even recognise that logo, to tell you the truth. Newcastle Red Bulls, they're taking on the Lions of South Africa, and Cardiff taking on Ulster, and that rounds out with Connacht taking on Black Lion. I think they're the Georgian side in this competition. And then it all rounds out Monday, New Zealand time, with Racing taking on Exeter, and then the Dragons taking on Lou. So, yeah, some awesome matchups happening there. But as I said, this is only a digest. It's not a talk back or anything like that. we will still be bringing you our talkback shows, hopefully returning on Tuesday at our normal time. Maybe having a look at what's happened over the past weekend, and still, though, bring somewhere along the line a daily digest there. But in the age grade news, Wales under 20, well, they'll be taking on Scotland under 20s this weekend. And so that's going to be an interesting fixture to see if the Welsh will actually, what do you call it? Have the basis to get them out of the rut they're in. You know what I mean? And so all eyes will be on the under 20s there. And yeah, so that's not too bad. And also reading all the commentary pages and columnists and everyone going on about Razzie Erasmus being the best person in world rugby, etc. One opinion piece called him ours, all of ours, recognising his influence, even amongst critics. I mean, you know, they're saying that his tenure has been one of transformation and success, leadership, culture, performance. Okay, he's used about 60, 70 players. He's building a decent base of players. But the question is, if he decided to end tomorrow, this is the question that needs to be answered. Who would take over Razzie Erasmus? Exactly. So no wonder they're throwing plenty of money at him to stay around on a, what do you call it? A longer contract. As stated also, the games in the championship, talking about South Africa, you know, fans expect awesome games and all that, and you know, you read the media and they go, oh, there'll be intense collisions, bonus point chases, teams trying to be in their right place in their particular pool. The problem is you've got to get the fans to these games. I remember seeing a photo earlier this year, and there was like nobody at a Curry Cup game. I mean, to me, in South Africa, no one there. It was very disappointing. So one thing I will be watching is the movement of crowd numbers around the place, because yeah, crowd numbers, they might be great on TV, but at the end of the day, you need some sort of atmosphere at a game. But anyway, as I said yesterday, also broader rugby developments on the horizon. Pacifica Rugby, or New Zealand Pacifica Rugby Council, have been voted in as an affiliate body now of New Zealand Rugby. So a lot more major step recognising contribution of Pacifica players in New Zealand and the communities. That will be I suppose, getting Moana Pacifica out of a hole maybe so they can get more funding. I don't know, but does that mean now we've got 6 New Zealand Super Rugby teams? Can we afford 6 Super Rugby teams? And then in transfer talk, as mentioned earlier, Sevu Reece is off to Perpignan next year after the Super Rugby. And over there in Europe, the biggest talk is that Jordan Lamour is reportedly moving from Leinster to Connacht, which is interesting because normally, you know, those Irish provinces stick together quite well. And meanwhile, you know, down here in the Southern Hemisphere, you know, all the big stars are lining themselves up. Will they be picked for World Cups or tours to South Africa? And if they've been told no, their agents are busy looking for them to play overseas. There's like 3 players from the Bay of Plenty going to play for New England Free Jacks in the Major League Rugby that starts later this year. Well, early next year, should I say, with only 6 teams or 7 teams, something crazy like that. But we'll talk about that on another show. And, of course, the Sevens wrapped up last weekend. I forgot to mention that yesterday with the Australians defeating New Zealand women in the final 26-12, and South Africa getting up over Argentina in their final as well. But, as I said, it's called a digest because we want to be just pretty quick. So what the show is to focus on current headlines. We try to be give a bit more context behind some of those headlines. We will be looking at, if there's nothing worthy in the news, we'll look at historic matches and rivalries throughout the years, and then keep an eye on what's happening with the Rugby Championship and other contests that will be coming around in 2026, especially the tour to South Africa. And that's about it. We'll keep you up to date with results when they come in. And so all I have to say is thanks for joining our Rugby Union Digest for day 2. As you see, it's getting a bit longer. It's getting a bit more fluent because, you take a couple of weeks off and you forget what you're doing. But until next time, keep supporting the sport you love, Rugby Union, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow, guaranteed. See you later.